Trans-European Party would like to support those who create jobs. And that's why we would like to see this petition remain open and that the European Commission reply in written form and that this case be brought to the Econ Committee. Thank you. 2 minutes.
Państwa jest jednoznaczny. Petycja.
The decision is clear. You have positive opinions. The petition remains open. We'll be awaiting a reply in writing from the European Commission, and then we will follow up on this. Let me now move on to item 15, petition number 1171, Adrian Mark Agius, on professional qualification of orofacial and maxillary surgery in the European Union. The petitioner is in the room. You have the floor, sir, for 3 minutes.
Good afternoon. Dear Chairperson and members of the Petitions Committee, we would like to thank the Commission and Petitions Committee for its time in investigating this complex issue regarding patient safety. My name is Adrian Agius. I am a professor of ENT surgery. Next slide. The petition consists of ear, nose and throat surgeons and OMFS or maxillofacial surgeons. ORL or ENT is an older and larger specialty established in all EU countries and consists of surgery of ear, nose, throat and neck. OMFS deals with surgery of jaws and teeth. It is not found in all countries of the EU and occurs as 2 different surgical categories. Next slide. Training as a surgeon takes many years. Before it claims a particular competency in a particular subject in Europe, a surgical specialty should have a harmonized training structure, audit for quality of training and certification of that training. Acquiring further training over and above the standard level takes several years. Next slide. UEMS is a voluntary organization, NGO, that has taken upon itself to define European training programs for the various specialties by approving European Training Requirement Documents, or ETR. European doctors are now being led to believe that the UEMS defines the limits of each specialty. During the COVID lockdown, while Professor Fenton and myself were seeing patients daily in difficult circumstances, the UK representative of maxillofacial surgery in the UEMS launched a ATR claiming in its curriculum 40% of core programs long held by ORL. At this time, we represented ORL in the UEMS. Together with other specialties such as plastic surgery, we opposed that ETR and held that such a wide curriculum cannot be accomplished in 4 years of training, and there was no mechanism for the monitoring and achievement of these training goals. This ETR was refused by the UEMS Council in April 2021, but then controversially approved by 1 vote in October 2021. Usually votes for ETR are unanimous and electronic voting was used. We note that operations carried out on the sinuses, ears and larynx carry a serious risk of complications, including blindness, meningitis and leakage of brain fluid. Next slide. The UEMS Executive President, the President one from the UK, leads UEMS Council and specifies its direction and policy. In our long years at UEMS, our experience is that the UEMS structure is very hierarchical. In fact, ORL representatives were not allowed to address the UEMS Council when the vote passed in October 2021.
Professor, can you conclude?
And were later dismissed before they disagreed with the UEMS ETR. Next slide. Recommendations. We asked the Petitions Committee to declare its concern with the current unrealistic OMFS ETR. We propose additional certification requirements for specialties which are not present in all European countries to provide evidence of achievement of their training goals so as to guarantee patient safety when they exercise their right of freedom of movement. This is allowed for in Article 14. As practicing specialists, we offer to assist the Commission with a realistic definition of boundaries based upon current European practice. Finally, we ask you to call upon the Moniteur Belgian to urgently introduce a mechanism for governance, regulation and transparency for NGOs on its register. Should an NGO be allowed so much impact on patient safety? I thank you for your attention. Next slide.
Thank you so much. 2 minutes for DG Employee.
Good afternoon. Thank you. The Commission notes that the petition concerns actions of the European Union of Medical Specialists. This is an organization that develops European training requirements or curricula for medical specializations that are listed in Annex 5 to the directive on the recognition of professional qualifications. This is important because those specializations, medical specializations, enjoy the most advanced so-called automatic system of automatic recognition. The petition alleges that the overlaps in the European training requirements between oral and maxillofacial surgery and otorhinolaryngology are ultimately detrimental for European patients, and it calls the Commission to act upon. I think that it is very important that we understand the mechanism that applies here, the mechanism introduced by the directive on the recognition of professional qualifications. It is for the Member States to declare, to notify to the Commission which medical specializations should enjoy the automatic recognition. They can introduce those medical specializations only if they satisfy the minimum requirements, and they may easily opt out from this system by not notifying certain specialization, which means that neither the specialist from that member state would be recognized outside in the automatic system, nor they will have obligation to recognize specialists. We often talk about it in the context of introducing new specializations, but if there are controversies concerning existing specializations resulting, for example, from changing of the curricula, it is also possible for member states, and only for member states, not for the Commission, to decide that from a certain date the given medical profession will no longer be notified by the member state, and therefore will not, the professionals will not enjoy automatic recognition. To conclude, we do not see a basis for the Commission to intervene directly vis-à-vis the European Union of Medical Specialists or to change the foundations of the directive, the automatic system, but it is for the member states, if member states conclude that the current curriculum is not appropriate, to simply notify the Commission and opt out from the system of automatic recognition. However, given the importance of this issue for the patient safety, the Commission is willing to share the content of this petition and also its own position with the members of the group of coordination for professional qualifications. This is a group of experts from member states responsible for professional qualifications and the recognition of professional qualifications. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We can have not interpretation. No, we continue. Yes, please, Mr. Agius, on behalf of EPP.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for the interpreters. I think they have done a very good job today. I can speak in English. Big thanks for the petitioners for submitting this to us. I think this is a patient safety question, and therefore it is in our interest to see in detail what this is about. And from the presentation of the petitioners, I see that there is this overlap between two specialized professions, which can have some risks to patients. And I think the precautionary principle, which should guide us in many areas, especially in this, requires an intervention by the European Commission. And I welcome the commitment of our Commission representative to circulate this concern at a national member state level. And I also look forward to the written input by the European Commission about this. My initial thoughts are that I think the Professional Qualifications Directive speaks about regulated and non-regulated professions. So once we are speaking about regulated professions, we should expect that there is a trust element. And from what the petitioner is telling us, there is a doubt about this trust, even from the profession itself of the ENT profession. So we want to see clearer into this. So the EPP wants this petition to remain open. We want clarity from the Commission. And I think this is also a question of rule of law. I mean, we have a private organization, but it is up to public policy to decide, especially when there is a health concern. That's it from my end.
All is clear. Thank you. Madam Gomez-Lopez, in English, please.
Yes, of course. Thank you to the petitioner for this petition and to be here. S&D, we want to keep open the petition, and maybe it's interesting to share this petition with IMCO and SALT committee.
Thank you so much. Next, on behalf of Renew, Ms. Ni Murhu.
Chair, many thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you also to the petitioner, Professor A Agius from Malta, and of course the junior petitioner from Ireland, Professor John Fenton, for being here today and for highlighting this critical issue for patient rights and safety, as has been stated by my colleagues. Now, Mr. Agius, in my opinion, has made a really compelling case for why the Commission must respond and must continue to engage and must stay involved and provide clarity on a crucial question. Can we allow the European Union of Medical Specialists to have the final word on the qualifications for surgical standards? In this case, I believe not. The UEMS has taken an overly broad view of what constitutes an oral maxillary facial surgeon, including almost half of its curriculum being made up of competencies that clearly belong to ORL, ear, nose and throat, ear, larynx and sinuses, otherwise that surgical family. So this approach is fundamentally misaligned, I believe, with the priority of, as has been stated, patient safety, which demands precise and clearly defined surgical specialisations. In my lifetime, medical practice has been marked by a period of incredible innovation, pushing the boundaries of what is possible, and as a result, the era of a general surgeon has, for the most part, passed. We can perform so many medical miracles in this day and age, it's no longer possible to expect any one surgeon, such as the eminent professionals behind me, to master all of them. So we must have clear separations and rigorous requirements for each specialisation to protect patient safety. So I ask the Commission, and I do thank the Commission for coming today with its response, but I ask them to provide a further comprehensive written response to the petition, indicating whether there are plans to regulate surgical specialty training requirements under the EU recognition of qualifications framework, or if another body at EU level is better suited to this role. The UEMS may still have a very valuable advisory role, but this must come with sufficient oversight from us here in Parliament, from the Commission also, to ensure that patient safety is the guiding principle, as these professionals have an oath and an obligation to those patients. So I thank you very much. Gramahagi, Renew says the petition stays open, please.
Thank you, it is very clear. Mr. Professor, petitioner, 2 minutes for you. To conclude.
I thank you again, Mr. Chairperson and members of the committee, MEPs. We really appreciate, we've worked very hard for these 3 minutes that we have with you. These mean a lot to us. Our lives are our patients. Our response is that we have to protect our patients against overambitious surgeons who wish to carry out How are you going to be a guinea pig for someone who crosses the border from one state to another? No. We try to protect our patients as much as possible. Let the qualified people, let your doctor be the one that you choose who is the most qualified. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. The petition is opened, and we will wait for the written answer from European Commission. Okay? We will wait. Thank you so much. It is a finish. We can see tomorrow morning at 9. I invite you. Have a nice evening. Thank you.